Let's get this thing rolling.
Get ready. It's time for Monsters and Memories.
Hello, my name is Jesse. This is the Just Let Me Have This podcast. This is one more Monsters and Memories dedicated video. Tonight, I am joined by Jeppy. Say hi, Jeppy.
Yeah, hey, Fran.
Say hi, Moose is Wild.
Why are you talking like Clippy used to talk in my head?
This is how I talk in real life.
Hi, everyone.
And not last but not least, L.
Heyo.
You'll notice that PK White Monster is not here tonight, and for that we regret. Also, you'll notice we weren't on last week. That was because I was out with my in-laws camping at Great Wolf Lodge, catching a lot of diseases, and that's what Pat is doing this week. Just not at Great Wolf. He's at like some massive family reunion with like 30 members of his family.
Catching diseases.
Could you imagine going to like a 30 plus member of your family like reunion?
Mandatory event?
Absolutely not.
I used to do it. It used to be fun.
The Jeppies get together?
Yeah, it's been a long time. We used to be tight. Now we're not.
Yeah, my family broke up. My extended family broke up. Morbid alert around the time my dad died.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone was like, "Oh, maybe we don't want to be friends."
That's exactly the same thing with my mom. As soon as like my mom died, like everyone got like real political. It's like it just turned real bad.
Now there's tons of resentment. My mom is like angry at them, and they're mad at my mom. It's just really good. It's just the world's getting better, right?
That's how you know who the glue folks in your family are.
1,000%.
You know?
They were the glue guys.
Yeah,
they're the glue guys in the locker rooms.
Aspire to be glue in your family. That could be the message of this actual pod.
If you don't have one, you gotta strive to be.
Aspire to be glue.
Yeah.
Be the glue.
Yo, I can't hit 60 and kid out and twink out a rogue alt by being the glue person in my family.
Choose one: family or
zero-sum game, dude.
Rogue twink.
The glue isn't like the event planner. It's like the reason you go to the event.
Yeah.
So don't think you have to be like finding the campsite and stuff.
No, I actively avoid events though because that's game time.
Okay. Well, that's none of the matter. Do you guys want to cover like current events in the game before we go into tonight's topic?
Fire it up, baby.
The Strait of Night Harbor is closed.
Is it?
It's back open.
Yeah. Straight up Night Harbor.
It's funny because there is actually been issues with Night Harbor, so like it's a nice parallel. I like that.
Night Harbor definitely has a Tehran feel about it. Anyway, so I guess the big
if you've ever been thinking of visiting.
Yeah. The top of mind for me, if you're ever thinking of visiting, just like log into Monsters and Memories. Top of mind for me is, with Nick Hotz's departure, there has been a ton of focus by a ton of the devs. And I was watching Sean's stream, I think 2 days ago, where he's talking about like this, like Zillith and some other dude are just like focused as a team on just like knocking these classes out, like figuring out class identity, plugging holes, figuring out abilities for classes that only get them to like level 13, yada, yada, yada. So I'm really excited to see what they come up with.
Same. I think that it's been I wouldn't say it's been languishing, but I feel like there's been a lot of discussion and a lot of theory crafting around classes and not a lot of like big swings at where things need to go, especially with like when you look at Spellblade. We've been talking about Ranger forever. Rogue monks still have nothing past 20-ish. I think there was a lot of talk about that for months beforehand, and a lot of like anytime I would watch a stream or see things, they're like, "Oh, we're giving Shaman their 8th bear form type."
Yeah,
like, all right.
You're being generous with the monk too.
No one asked. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's been a long time coming. So, and dude, there's not a lot of runway. Like when I see the timeline on where they want to get to early access, I'm like, dude, they got a lot of fucking ground.
There's not much time left.
Yeah.
No. Squats, what's up, man?
You just hope they have a lot up their sleeve, and they just haven't released or spoke about any of it.
Yeah. But we also have to keep in mind that like we're going into early access, not 1.0. Like
you're
we all
right.
played. What was that game we all played? Enshrouded. Like we like mainlined Enshrouded, but that was also early access.
Yeah,
I kind of want to like revisit Enshrouded because now it's
gonna
in
be a different game now.
1.0 and there's like a bunch of actual content where we played like a bare bones version of it. So I'm kind of like giving myself hope that like early access is still early, obviously. And to not sweat it if the classes are still like undercooked. I think
But even
they're looking for foundations though.
Yeah, even their roadmap that Sean laid out, like in the message he sent, he said he had like kind of an MVP, minimum viable product for classes that he was looking to get across the finish line. And that included carrots all the way to 60, which we've discussed numerous times on this pod. I won't say causation. I will say correlation though.
Sure.
And it's nice to feel listened to, even if we weren't.
We did that.
If we did that. Sean's listening. Carrots all the way to 60 alone is a crazy amount of work to implement and balance. When you think of just Monk alone, if you're trying to get, let's even say 5 or 6 new abilities in there,
how many punches and kicks?
How many punch kicks you need, man? You got kick punches and punch kicks. You got, I just think there's a lot like that. I am concerned for them to hit, because like if they want to hit that as an MVP and ask for money, then people are going to be disappointed if they don't hit that. And that's a very aggressive timeline, 2 months to get that implemented and tested and balanced.
You should remember too, like Baldur's Gate 3, when it came out, it was early access, and that game changed huge from early access to release. But they did. I think they were unique in that they actually changed the game, whereas most games release early access just to get a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Change some things and then release it into 1.0.
Then the problem arises that like people don't like it and they just go, this game sucks and I don't want to play it when it finally fully releases.
Yeah.
At least that happens to me a lot.
Can we talk about something too? Because it just came up in chat and I think it's very relevant to this conversation.
I want to respond to KMW before you do
That's
anything.
exactly what I want to talk about. So we are on the same fucking page, baby. I share the sentiment that is the
KMW
cow.
response sound.
That is the KMW cow. I do think as a newly minted Necro main and a former Shadow Knight main, I do think Necro and Shadow Knight should be worried about losing stuff. I'm just gonna say it out loud. When I look at
Shadow Knight should lose stuff because it's busted.
Let me answer the question directly before we start throwing shade. So I do think they will lose the pet, and I'll tell you the reason why. It's because, and this again goes back to Sean's stream from 2 days ago. He was saying that they were envisioning the Shadow Knight not so much as just a cross between the warrior/fighter and a necromancer, like the EverQuest was, meaning that you just get necro spells later on in your levels, meaning you get a pet at like level 9 instead of 1 as a Shadow Knight. And he was saying, like, we kind of want, like, a plague, disease dude. And he also said directly, he's like, and a bunch of classes, and he was using this, like, one example of the changes that they were going to come down with. But he was saying, like, a bunch of classes just, like, don't need pets. And it kind of takes away from the petness. So I would say that's pretty high on the list of pet classes to remove a pet from.
I'm team pet. I think Druid, Shaman, SK, in my opinion, are all fine to lose pet.
Druid too.
Druid, like that is such a, and Druid community is gonna like throw me out with the bathwater. I'm the baby. I feel like Druid losing pet is like they're like this knight that's adorned in like head to toe armor, and we take one like finger off their gauntlet. And it's like you could lose that finger off the gauntlet. Okay,
it's like
guys?
A very rich dad, like losing his Lamborghini in the divorce, but he like gets to like drive
he's got
away
his
in his
helicopter
Porsche.
Still. Yeah, yeah. He's wiping his tears.
He's really mad about it.
Yeah, exactly. I lost everything.
Jeff, what are you excited about for upcoming class? Where's your hypometer for upcoming class changes?
Well, my hypometer is going down.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Oh yeah, I mean, we spoke the other day in Discord about where I'm at, but I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting excited now, and I think I need to.
Is that the hymns?
Is that a side effect?
That's your testosterone, buddy. Did you get tested?
No, I don't know.
I did. We can get into that too. We should get into that.
You know what? We're changing this topic. We're entering the manosphere.
I only learned about the manosphere like a few days ago, and everyone keeps talking about it. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
You're deeply in the manosphere.
You're
like
deeply in there.
you're
yeah,
manosphere
it's already
number
too
one.
late. It's already too late.
I don't know what it is. I thought it was just some kids
It's like
who.
Theo
It's,
Vaughn,
it's
clavicular.
I mean, now they pop up on my. This we're getting way off topic, and I don't care. They pop up on like my Instagram feed all the time now. Oh, clavicular. Such a douchebag, but it's very funny. I will say, he's a full blown scumbag, but 90% of the time. But it is funny. I will give him that. And he's whatever he's doing he's doing it right. So
Can I just imprint on you? I think you're hoping for some monk development.
yes, that is precisely it. I'm done. Like, there's nothing for me to do with my monk. I'm level 14. And I can log on and level more, but like I'm just doing the same thing
That's where I'm at with warriors.
over and
or
over and
fighter.
over and over and over.
Yeah.
I'm like, how long can I do this for until I'm completely burnt out on this class that I know I will
Yeah.
like if they.
You've done the research.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can do, and I'm only level 14.
Yeah.
When you say that, is that a like going back to the carrot thing? Like, do you just not have enough skills to look forward to, or is there content, or what?
Yes, yes, and yes. So obviously, if you know you have something to look forward to, you're going to level up to go get it. I've got nothing. There's nothing to do that for. So like, what's the point? Other than just getting levels for the sake of getting levels, and then you have, and we're gonna get into it about content in general.
Well, then you're just spoiling the game for yourself. Like, you know, the monk is the class you want to play. You're like, why? Plus, we're not playing together. Like, we haven't figured out.
That's another big one. Like, I'll log on and I'll be like, I don't want random groups. I want to get on with the boys and do it that way.
Yeah.
I even like leveling a character that I'm like probably not going to play. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm ashamed to say it right now.
Keep your powder dry, man. No,
I know, you're right. I need to just take the break.
I've been playing Diablo 4.
Yeah, I saw you're playing Diablo 4. I don't really have anything else to play right now. I'm playing like a little bit of HOTS, but like,
yeah.
Are you languishing?
Elle, what's your hypometer on? Your class specifically, if you're looking for any class changes, or you like the game in general?
I gotta sit 50%. So I'm eager to see what Rogue is. Right, I'm in a similar boat as Monk. Right, super amped about what the core build is. I'm very excited. There's nothing past 16, but I know there's meat to come. At the same time, the other ones I was playing with, Enchanter. Oh my god. Granted, I read Reddit a lot. I'm just sitting there scanning like babies eating food. Cool. I'm gonna feed her for 30 minutes. So I'm reading Reddit on Monsters and Memories, like, because I can't do anything. And so many people are like, well, you know, Enchanter, Charm. And I was like, I really loved Enchanter. I really did. Before I was like, you know what? Maybe I might do Rogue. They're like, no, Charm's too thing. All right. So I started thinking about, all right, maybe I'll do another class. And kind of like Jep was saying, I logged in and I was like, no one else is around. It's a time for me to play. So I'm kind of in the waiting. I'm in the waiting mode. I'm in like, hey, when's a patch note coming? When is there something on the horizon? When is there something for me to build towards? Because right now we're in I think it's fair to say a lull. You know, we're in a lull.
I agree.
I think, and to your point, Jesse, I think there is so our guild, Flavortown, they put out a really good notice, which was like more of a cautionary announcement, where it's like, yo, don't burn out right now. Straight up. Like, now is not the time to go all in. Now's the time to take breaks, be with your family, and prepare them for early access.
Yeah.
Prepare your loved ones. Pet maxing.
Oh, no. He's clavicular. I agree with that. I'd like, just chill. Just play AOA. Just play like other games. Just because there's gonna be a lot of time to play this game.
And I think what's going to happen is there is going to be a natural lull right now while you have eaten through most of what you would feel is your like class content, especially if you're like a rogue or monk. It takes maybe 2 hours to get through the class content there, just because they don't have a lot of skills late. once you get a feel for it, you're right. It is kind of rinse repeat. You can learn spawn locations for items. You can learn rare spawns and bosses and things like that, and understand the world. And I think that's like the part I'm in. But for the most part, you're going to allow yourself to kind of go on cooldown, and then they're going to release new stuff for the classes. They're going to have a lot more things you're going to have to theory craft, and like theory crafting is where the fun comes in, right? It's executing is like. Once you're in execution phase on theory crafting, it kind of becomes like tweaks, but it's not nearly as fun as the pre-theory crafting part.
Yeah.
So we'll
chill
get a
maxing
pre-theory
right now.
crafting. We're chill maxing, dude. How many maxing jokes can we get in 1 minute?
We're
What
beta
did he
maxing.
say when they don't want, like, tiptoe maxing? What did he say? He's like, we'll leave I want to move on to the actual topic, but he's like, I heard a clavicular like conversation with I don't know, some good interviewer, and he was like, if the girl is taller than you, like what you need to do is like go on the other side of the bed. Like the situation was you take your shoes off and she's still taller than you. So like make sure you go on the other side of the bed, you're standing on books, you go on your toes and you start toe maxing. I'm like, how self-conscious and riddled with self-doubt do you have to be? Anyway.
Apparently you hit yourself in the face with hammers. He hits himself in the face with hammers to like give him more defined features too.
It's not a good place. This is the worst timeline.
These are like
Let's
children
send him to
watching
Iran.
this shit too. I'm like,
maybe he could invade Iran. All right, let's transition to the topic at hand. Which
Big topic.
Huge.
So,
big topic.
It kind of goes into a little bit of what we're talking about. The question at hand is, guys, we too old for this game? We too old for this game?
I'm too old for this shit.
Are we too old for this game?
I'm saving all this for the pod. I had so many things in the chamber. You ready? You're getting me unfiltered here. I love that we're asking, are we too old for a game literally built for us as the audience, as 40-year-old dudes who were in the glory days of the
40-year-old guys
late
who
90s.
think they are 20-year-old guys.
There you go. I just think
built
it's a
for
hilarious
40-year-old
question to
guys who
propose.
played EverQuest when they were 16 years old.
It's built for like Uncle Rico.
I could throw a football clear over the mountains.
Elliot, are we too old for this game?
I'm going to say no, because I never played EQ, so some of this is fresh. So to me, I'm going to say no.
All right. So I'm not saying yes or no, but I'm going to go through some things that might make us feel too old for this game when they occur to us in game. We might say, what the fuck am I doing this for?
Yes.
Let's go through it, gents. And chat, jump in there. User interface. When I talk about user interface, I talk about obviously how you, the player, interacts with the game. And Mooses can probably articulate this a lot better than me. But it is from my layman's perspective, it is how I like the buttons I have to click to accomplish the goal or know the information that I'm trying to know. So a good example of this for me is me having to, when I have a primary and a secondary equipped, I have to make sure I have the inventory space to unequip my secondary, then unequip my primary, choose my lumberjack axe, put it in my primary to lumberjack something. I have to make sure I have space for that big old lumberjack axe too, and then put those things back in case I fight something. And I got to do that. Obviously, if I'm keeping it on, if I'm just if I'm just logging, I'll keep it on. But most of the time, it's like, oh, there's some wood, I'll log it. I have to click 5 buttons to make this happen instead of 1. So the option, like the modern solution, would be if you have a lumberjack axe in your inventory and you click it, it works. You don't need to equip it. But I think the developers would say, like, well, this is the vision. You need to have space. You need to have space in your inventory, and it's what it is. So, oh shit, spoiler. Where are you guys at, Elle? Where are you at on this? Because you did a lot of crafting, man. I imagine you bump into UI a lot with that.
Really did. I have big emotions. I have big emotions about exactly that. And you answered it right there. Yes, you should have inventory space. You should have the appropriate, right? Like, because remember, it's big, medium, small. That I'm fine with. That's all cool. We live in 2026. It's a wild world. Right click goes into slot, right? Like things that should not need to be done, even if it was pick up and, drag and drop. But I'm not ashamed to admit it. There's tons of times I've, as my rogue, had my lumberjacking axe and like, why am I doing no damage? Because it was so inconvenient for me. And I'm like, backstab, 4 damage. Why? And like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
I understand vision. I understand, again, I think I've said this privately and in Discord and stuff like that, like the love letter aspect in someone who's never played EverQuest. But at what point do we sit there and say, okay, the things that we learned from 2.5 decades ago, how do we meet in the
what's
middle?
the value in that? What's the value?
Right. Yeah.
A love
where's the
letter
value
to
add?
horse-drawn buggies.
100%. Right. Exactly. Like we
No one
don't want
wants
to
that
Amish
anymore in
butter.
their car.
I don't want to Amish butter and mining, right? Sitting there. And there are people that were running up and you could see people that were struggling. Like, I'm not proud of it, but like you'd run up to the elusive copper nodes in the Night Harbor Newbie Zone, and people would come up with their weapons, and I'd be like, oh, I got you. And I'm unequipping the sword and putting in the pickaxe, but like,
sniping.
100%.
You're mind maxing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff,
I'm taxing you every time you say
I know
max.
Moose
I'm
has some
tax-maxing
opinions.
you. I'm tax-maxing
Moose,
you
I'm
for
always going
whatever.
to ask you last because I figured you have the most. You said you're loaded for bear on this, so I'm going to ask Jeppy what's his review. And another example of UI I want to say is like in AOA of Adventurers of Andrulin, if you like click on a person's class or whatever the fuck it's called. Did I say it wrong? Why are you laughing at me?
Agilan Adventures, Agilan Online Adventures.
This is why I'm too old for this fucking.
You sound like my parents going,
Yeah.
Pokemans.
This is why I'm too old for this
Pokemons.
shit. You click on a bad guy and you see what level it is. You don't have to hit C, and you click on players and you see what class they are. And like that's good and bad. But Jeppy, where are you at with this?
Yeah, I mean, I agree that there's just a lot of clunkiness involved. I think that's the best way to describe it. But so was EverQuest. I don't know. I just feel like they could and should streamline a little better from the axes and the pickaxes to the way my chat looks. Like,
Yeah.
everything just feels a little clunky, and that's what they're going for. I get it. It's part of it.
You played DayZ though, and I still can't figure out DayZ's inventory system. Like,
it's
not easy. Don't say it's easy.
I just done it so much that it's easy. But it is. But anybody who picks up DayZ, they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah. DayZ pushed me off. The game because of
Anything
that.
Arma related is a
Yeah.
disaster.
Yeah.
But like, I've also played Escape from Tarkov, and I think Tarkov's inventory system is way tougher. There's just way more moving parts.
Have you seen Escape from Duck Off?
No, I've heard of it actually. I stopped playing those games too long ago though. But
Moose, what's your view on this?
That's my view on that.
I see low volume. All right, I'll get up in there, buddy.
Get up in there, bud. I think that when we talk about the user interface, this is anything that any interaction point for a user, whether it's buttons or menus, etc. I'll give you an example of a game where I disliked the user interface but love the game. Monster Hunter is a great example of one of the craziest fucking user interfaces I've ever encountered, and yet the game is fucking incredible. So like I think user interface, judging a game around its user interface is forgivable if the bones of the game are good.
Mhm.
And I do think for me there is definitely jank in the user interface. I don't know. I didn't play EverQuest enough to know whether it is intentional love letter jank or it's just jank because indie and we don't have the resources to get to that yet. We have bigger fish to fry. But nothing I've encountered hasn't been forgivable because the game has been so enjoyable for me.
Yeah,
And that's what I got.
Monster Hunter is brutal. Just all the
Monster Hunter's interface. It's just, oh man, camera control. Like
We made it
the
work
whole
though.
thing.
We made it
You
work
did?
because it was
And-
the
and-
sizzle.
Dude, I'm an insect glaive main, man. Like I have the most high flying fucking action combat shit going on, and I'm like, I can't see my guy 90% of the time.
I need like an arcade version of that game. Like I just need.
It's Rise, really.
Well, that's
but-
what Wilds was, right? I think.
Well, even then, you
Rise,
still had to do
Rise,
like
sorry, yeah.
no. There's still some clicking. All right.
Anyway, but yeah, I think overall, I think the user interface piece of it, I will say yes, there's definitely jank. Yes, I would love to have a map. Yes, I would love to have my buttons map properly, my shortcuts map properly the way that I want. But there's been nothing where I'm like, this friction isn't easily overcome in some other way where I just do the suboptimal route because the game is still so good to me.
Yeah. All right. I give you that. All right. Number 2 in our list of 8, travel times. Takes you a long time to go anywhere unless you're a druid or a wizard. Granted, the game isn't tremendous, but it will be. It will be much bigger than it is. And it's already pretty big. And it takes a long time to get places. I don't think this is terrible, to be honest with you. I think it sort of gives a sense of largeness. It makes you feel like you're in a place as opposed to in a hub, which is what most modern gaming is. I mean, WoW is basically just retail WoW now is just basically a series of hubs, and you zip off to one place or another to do a thing. That is not this game. Even though you're zoning from place to place, you're walking sometimes a long way, and you have to find the things you are going to, and hope. And we'll get to. There's no easy way to find them if you don't know where they already are. Bit of a catch-22. Anyone have passionate feelings about travel times?
I'm down for travel times. I love anything that gives me a little bit more immersion in the game, and that's just a good. And like you said, like it's cool finding things, like because you miss a lot if you're like fast traveling or on a griffin somewhere. Um, yeah, I think that's cool. I'm down with that.
Dude, this is one of those things where I'm like, anyone who has a problem with long travel times, like I think that's one of the core tenets of why this game is magical. And if they cater to that, you're immediately caving to a modern audience for that. And so, like, if you don't like travel times, I just don't think you should play the game. And I wouldn't want to see the devs adjust that.
I have to agree. I have to agree too. And like, not normally I'm not, but like, 100%, you should have the travel time. But like the caveat, make sure there's stuff to do between A and B. It doesn't have to be jam packed with tons of indicators and stuff like that. But you know, I know we'll touch upon it later. But like, if you're traveling for an hour, make the destination worth it. Like, we don't want to like, yeah, it's really nice. We looked at the water, we looked at the sky, so on and so forth. But if we're traveling for an hour, make that journey feel like a journey. I mean, I think that's fair. Like, make it feel we're playing a role-playing game. Like, make it feel epic. Let us feel like we're going across the dunes to do so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I think that's well said.
Let them see a sandworm from Dune out in the dunes.
When you say there's things to do, you're mostly just avoiding things that'll kill you, which is engaging in and of itself.
Sure.
Like you
yeah,
feel
avoidance is still stress, and that actually I think that's the key word right there. Having a somewhat sense of anxiety of, I mean, I know this kind of ties into like the dying thing, but they are kind of one, part and parcel. The idea of like, we are traveling a really long time. We can't just sit there and be joking. We can, but like if someone goes off and gets themselves murdered, it's gonna everyone's gonna be super upset because now we have to wait X, so on and so forth. Aside from the other classes that can do what they can do. Yeah.
This is, for me, is the Valheim effect. Valheim was magical because travel had toil to it, and that was part and parcel to the experience. And so when you died, your corpse runs were a fucking nightmare because you had to now rally the troops, rally the boys and ladies, and go out there and try and spelunk your way into some fucking cave because you were digging for iron or some shit. And yeah, and like I think that's part of the magic. Part of the magic is like I now set myself back an hour because I have to fucking figure out where my corpse was. And dude, Setfer is in chat. He just mentioned he thinks travel times are too fast, which I think is a hot take we could dive into.
Do you want to slow your movement speed? What kind of fucking S&M shit are you into, dude? What's wrong with you?
We need better, Sal.
But I like, again, like those moments where you're able to it adds scale to the world, and adding scale to the world adds meaning to every movement, and just making things feel more like an adventure and less like a lobby, to your point, Jesse.
I like that.
I like that.
More like an adventure.
And I want this to be
and
we play this game, and this is why I'm like, this is where my soapbox comes in, and I'm doing the weird Italian pointing thing. Is these old school games were intended to be hobbies and Second Life, not just combat sims.
Yeah.
And part of the thing you're signing up for is friction. And part of the thing you're signing up for is the social interactions needed to overcome that friction. Travel times being one of them. Get a druid friend, get a wizard friend, or your travel times suck.
Yeah.
All right. My God, that's such a great line. Like you just dropped it.
Limited solo play. So other than a few classes,
Gender.
it is very challenging to solo. Other than a few classes, it is very challenging to solo your way through this game. Also very boring, I would contest. But even if you wanted to and you wanted to challenge yourself, it wouldn't be terribly fun. Which is fine in of itself if there was a crispy little group finder that automatically dropped you in a group, but there isn't. You have to log on. Hopefully you put your kids to bed already. You have to log on. You have to find the group. You have to make your way to the group. You have to get established in the camp. You have to start killing things, and then you have to go to bed because you probably have to work tomorrow. Because we're all, never mind. So it's limited solo play. Retail WoW solved this, and even Classic WoW solved this. The revolutionary thing with Classic WoW is that most classes could solo their way through that game. Slow or fast, they could still do it. But EverQuest and I think Monsters and Memories, you could not do that. I think this is good. This is part of the gameplay experience, but it's going to make me feel my age because there's definitely going to be times when I'm going to log on and I'm going to say, I just don't have it in me tonight, and then I'm going to log off. Jeppy, what's your thoughts?
Well, on top of that, and then the monk issue arises, or where I'm looking for a group, and I finally find a group, and it's now 10:30 at night, and I'm like, "Fuck me, dude."
Yeah.
What am I gonna do for 30 minutes here, 40 minutes, whatever? It's tough, and monks can't solo, and I know I keep harping on monk, but I've only played monk, pally, and cleric, so the worst solo classes basically in the game.
Monk's not too bad. I think you have to be properly
monk's
geared.
the better of the three for sure.
And they do this thing where they have this fire dot thing. So what people have done, I've seen on the Discord, is they apply the dot and then just feign death, and they just let the dot slowly work its way down.
That's the most boring thing I've ever heard in my
And it's the most boring thing you've ever heard.
It's so boring.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to play that game that way, then God bless. But what are we doing here?
We're just rushing to our grave at that point.
And that's what. So you're killing one mob every 10 minutes. You're going nowhere fast. So, and I get and listen, I like the idea that they want this to be a group game. I really do. I think that's awesome. It's just going to be hard, and that's why you have to have your static. That's why we have each other. And
is it true that monk can't solo though?
No, they can. It's just slow.
I feel like they can.
I mean, it's
from
really,
all the melee DPS, they're probably the best at it, but that's still very limited.
Yeah, they have a little bit more self-sustain with the heals. They get the early. I don't know if rogues get it too. Let me know. But early game do wield, which is helpful.
They get it at 10, but monk gets it at level 1. So
so that's helpful, obviously. So no, it's not terrible. Of the 3 classes I played, they're by far the best. And they have the mend, which is a 30% heal. You just use that on cooldown, so it's not terrible. But
T-Speaker, we were saying that's terrible gameplay. That is not fun. The feign death dot tap like that. We want to die.
Yeah. T-Speaker. Yeah. No, monk is if I'd say good, but is not a bad solo comparatively to some other classes.
You're gonna kill your third mob like that, and you're gonna say, "What am I doing? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Why? It's 10:45. Why am I still doing this?"
So what does it take to kill like that? You're saying, what am I doing?
So monk has a fire stance where you apply a dot to a bad guy. So monks have adopted the strategy of apply the dot, feign death, let the dot tick, and then just stand up and do it again. Let the dot tick.
Okay.
But it's not like a necro dot. It's like a little dot. It's a little baby dot.
Okay. Yeah. So you're going to be doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
Many
Yeah.
rounds. Okay, got it. Yeah, that would be nauseating for me, I think. I was just gonna say, like, I actually have come to enjoy my soloing on Necro. And I think they could do like a good bit of stuff, but like even duoing, like snare kiting is engaging enough and brain on enough to where like you got to find the right open space, you got to do the thing, and you're doing stuff. And I think the jump to go a little fasty button is
Mhm.
gimmicky to Sever's point, but I like it. I enjoy having a mechanic that can make you go a little bit faster.
But there's
When
a
I
can.
jump, I go faster in real life.
Do you? Yeah, I feel like you do, right? That's why people jump across the finish line on stuff. Do they jump across the finish
I
line?
don't think that. I think I just lean forward.
Well, maybe they should start jumping.
E, where are you at with this? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yep.
I mean, the thing from what you guys were saying, like not my own. The fact that you can, or its potential, and I hear this a lot from our discussions and others. The fact that you can do something, or it is viable, so on and so forth. But is it fun? Is it enjoyable? Are you getting value out of that? Like, just to build on what Jeff was saying, he logs on at 10:30. Could his monk sit there and do what was suggested? I'm saying yes, absolutely. But what's it going to happen? Is he going to get a few ticks? Is he really going to get any thing from it? The counterpoint, my actual thing that I was thinking before, this is where I think when you're talking about limited solo play, where the crafting game, I'm not going super into it, but this is where the crafting part for me as a crafter in games builds in. When I don't have my guys around, when I don't have my people around, this is where I can sit there and just sit there, listen to some music, churn and burn, gather materials, and build my war chest for when we are all, playing together. I think the two, I don't know, are intrinsically linked. They are. If you have a cool crafting system or a gathering system or however you want to do it, I think it makes it a little bit more palatable. Like, you know what? I only get an hour. Let me sit there and gather 30 hides because I know next time when so on and so forth, let's see what happens though. Like, let's see if that actually is manageable and how it pans out.
Hey, that's something
It's a good rhythm.
That's a good rhythm. Get out there and pick up some fucking sticks if you got nothing to do.
Archers Rangers will love you.
Only boring people are bored, right? So
you know what, Jesse? I appreciate your ability to devil's advocate yourself.
Yeah. I mean, Elliot, it's a good point.
Someone said fighter is not good at soloing.
No, why would you think they are? Yeah,
they're not.
They're no.
Okay, not as good. They're worse than monk. Feign deathmaxing.
Yeah, they're
tax. I'm tax
what's
maxing.
the opposite of maxing?
Toe
like
maxing?
Minning.
He has a word.
Minning.
Yeah, I know that, but yes, they're terrible because they have bandages. No, they don't have a heal me button.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't have an I'm in trouble button.
Yeah.
They don't have a dot button. They just have a hit button.
I thought they just do a ton of damage. They were like, no problem.
I mean, monks keep up with them, right?
Okay.
Yeah, more or less. All right, so we're okay with this so long as you have hobbies. I'm gonna move on to the fourth reason we might be too old for this game. Rare loot, rare spawn camping. Hey, I want you to jump on this because you saw a thread on Reddit and you were like, I don't like this. So go ahead.
So, like, I'll do the TLDR. I was looking at Reddit, and one thing popped up. The argument is that if there was, I think was a two-handed weapon, right? It was one of the three best in beta, two-handed weapon. The spawn timer was 23 hours, and there was a bunch of people that knew that it was going to be, and there was supposed to be this protocol. Again, I'm ignorant, never played EverQuest. I'm learning as I go, just being with my friends, and that if someone was there, even if they were dying and whatever with their group, you just let them do it. And even if this was like one of the things you needed to do, there was nothing to be done. The counterpoint was, well, play on a PvP server. I thought that was a little tone deaf. I get the point. Like, honestly, I was like, you're right. Just, murder. Murder is usually the answer. But again, and I know, Moose, you did have a situation with a GM, right? Where we were talking about some of these weird play nice rules. I don't know how I feel about it. To me, it feels kind of bad because of the too old part of how much time do we have, and do I really want to sit there twiddling my thumbs about, all right, I really want this sword for one of our static of 6. What are we doing here? Like
Yeah.
that to me is the I'm too old for this game. Come on, like
Let me give a
that
little
doesn't feel
context
good.
before Moose you reply. So in EverQuest, it was common for servers to have like a top guild, and they would just totally monopolize the big mobs, the big raid bosses. So no instances, obviously. You'd have anywhere between 3 and like 15 like top. We'll call them just like dragons in the world, and they would have the infrastructure set up. They would have the like alert like the alert procedures if they popped to like get people there the quickest. And the first person to engage the bad guy had like rights to it. So for a raid, that meant if your raid was like best place, you had like the mages there to summon people, and you had everyone there ready to like port people, and you're able to do it. And obviously, the best guilds were able to do it faster than anybody else, because you had if you wiped, you lost the rights to it, and then someone else could take a chance. But and that happens. But that meant that 9 times out of 10, the biggest guilds would get all the best stuff, and they would just monopolize it until either everyone in their guild had it, or everyone in their alts already had it, and that was that. And I am of a mind where I kind of think that's neat. It doesn't feel good, but you get that feeling of like when you're looking at one of those players, you're like, wow, that dude's like tricked out. Like he's been through everything.
Comes up looking like Vin Diesel after living his life.
We all know what it is, like Fashion Quest, right? They're gonna have the coolest looking stuff. They're gonna have earned it because they know life the game, and like that's kind of their right. And that's what this game and these games, I guess, can be about a little bit. If everyone's created equal, then no, everyone's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but
and the great
curious.
equalizer is time, right? Time and
Mhm.
resources and within the game, like investment
Yeah.
and social and all that.
And that's gonna happen in this game. Like people are gonna know life the hell out of this game, just
People
like they
already
still
are.
know. Yeah, they already are.
Like
so
people didn't get families from EverQuest to now. What are you guys doing?
yeah.
Oh, I was like, I'm
You
trying to
didn't
follow that. I was like, what do you
just-
mean?
You just stayed 16 forever, but you got older and fatter, and your knees are buckling.
Just imagine you didn't decide to have kids. What would your life be? Like you'd be.
How good would you be at games, man? Would you be gold in HOTS?
I am golden hots. Thank you very much. My mom always used to be like, "You're not gonna make a living playing video games. Go get a real job." And I'm always like, "Bitch, you were wrong. Like I could have been Twitch maxing for years, and I could have been a top guy.
Could have been a contender.
I could have been up there with these guys.
We're 30 years too late, buddy.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Me too.
I'm sorry your amazing life happened to you. Your 3 kids.
Sorry you got a
home.
family that loves you.
What a failure. Oh, goodness.
So, yeah, I'm okay with this. And like the thing is, if you don't get if you don't get the god slaying sword of like max blood, you can get a pretty good sword. Like
Yeah.
you can still get something
sell.
that does like 90%.
And that's
of the
what
job.
calmed me down when you
And I
said
think-
that.
Yeah.
Like that made me feel better.
Dude, so the amount of stuff. So I'm one of the people who is never really in. I no life games. I'm like the worst no lifer because I will no life a game and do none of the meaningful progress. I'll just dipshit around for hours, like sewing people at West Bank. And I made a character. There was a guy named Weenie Hut Juniors, and I made Weenie Hut Seniors and followed him around for like an hour. That's how I play the game.
Yeah.
Just total waste of everyone's time. But like I've been handed gear by humans that no life the game, like the Andrews of the world, not Jeb Weber. Like he'll just like be like, oh, I have too many shoulder pads. I have too many shoulder pads. I have too many helmets. I'm like, I can't wear all these. Like I don't need.
He's like a
these.
football player.
I have too many helmets, guys. Yeah, I open up and soups all helmets. If I had a Skyrim house, it'd just be all a bunch of fucking dummy stands with helmets on them. I just like. So the camping thing, closing people out of being able to play the game sucks. It does suck. I will say that like spawn camping is a real net negative for me sometimes, where I'm like, I just want to play the game and I can't because it's a zero-sum game on who has the spots at appropriate level. And I think like early access is going to be a nightmare day 0 through 5.
People are
right?
gonna have
Just
big
trying to get out of the
big
20s.
feelings.
Yeah.
Trying to get out of the 20s is going to be a fucking nightmare,
Not
man.
gonna be
And
good.
like I saw it when we got GM policed on our camp thing, where like a group was quad kiting and there were 2 camps, and reasonably, in my humble opinion, I don't, and I'm not, I do not play to be an asshole. I try to make peace with everyone. I'm very kumbaya when I play these games. I do not think that they could have pulled both camps reasonably at the rate that they were pulling. And so we set up on the other side thinking like, oh yeah, we'll just like share camps. And they paged a GM. They didn't even talk to us. They paged a GM and immediately got, mom and dad involved. And we were like, whoa, like, yeah, sure, we'll leave. Like, we just didn't know there was a problem. And like, apparently they were really, really miffed about it. And immediately GMs were like, get the fuck out, in a very polite way. They were not rude at all. They were very diplomatic and reasonable. They're like, hey, they were here first and etc. But get the fuck out. I was like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, 2 camps is a lot though. Like you shouldn't get like, I don't know.
It shouldn't require human intervention in
but I think
2026.
I don't think
right?
GM should be policing this stuff. I think you
Absolutely not.
it's just part of like,
I think it's just their
fuck you, buddy. Shit happens and you're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
It's just their call. And like, I have definitely done things where I've like, if I see a camp is not keeping up with spawn rate, I will snipe from those spawn rates. And if they tell me to back off, I will 100% back off. I am not going to, like, it is never a double down thing, but I will create like camp friction to be like, hey, if you guys can't manage your flow over there, I'm gonna fucking siphon from your oil,
You're like the guy in a golf course, like trying to play. Like, could you guys
Absolutely.
hurry?
Let's
Like,
play
I'm just
through.
gonna play
Yeah.
through. I'm just gonna start swinging next to them at the same time.
Could you do that? Could you do that diplomatically?
Combat
Like, could you take over a camp organically without there being any friction? Like,
I
if
mean,
they're
no,
you
failing,
couldn't do that. That would
In
be like,
PvP, you certainly
I'd be like
can,
coming into someone's house, and be like, yo, let me bang your wife. Like, it's not gonna.
Well,
I
I
didn't
will.
ask if it
you
was
never know till you
appropriate.
ask.
I just meant
gotta
like, all
ask.
right,
You gotta
I know
ask.
Gotta
PvP, but
ask.
I will say, like, one of my top 5 moments of life, and I've mentioned this before, was getting my warrior epic. And one of those pieces of gear, one of those things for the warrior epic, was gated behind a hyper camped like mob. And same with paladin epics. You needed a dragon scale, and they only came from a handful of things that were also hyper camped for other reasons. So you needed to be in a top guild, which thankfully I was at this time in my life, to get your epic, which is like, it made me feel like a god amongst men and women, but it also probably made all the other warriors and paladins who couldn't get it bad because they weren't in the guild, right? But like, is that good for the game? I don't know. Like, they certainly weren't looking at me and being like, "Wow, Mister, you look amazing." I wish.
yeah, I don't know if I feel. I mean,
Can I get your
yeah.
autograph?
In 1999,
Yeah.
2000, but
So I don't want to linger on this too much longer, but so Dan Goodall, any relation to Jane Goodall, brings up the fact that there's no need greed system, and this will inevitably lead to people just taking shit off the mob and then just disappearing or gating out or running away. That's going to happen a lot.
Yep.
And on accident, dude, I had to get GM intervention because there's a knife called Debt Carver, or not Debt Carver. It turns in for Debt Carver. I can't remember the drop, but it drops on Poachers over in Keeper's Bite. And we were camping it all night for Andrew, of all people, a personal friend of mine. And we were hanging out all night, but it looked exactly like quest drops that had dropped the entire time. And so like I no-brained grabbed the knife off the thing, and it was a no drop. And I ninja looted his knife. And that was it. That was all she wrote. That's it. That's all.
That sucks.
Thankfully, a GM was like, it's beta. We'll do this. But in the real game, you're shit out of luck.
It's brutal.
That's it. And now I am a pariah forever,
Yep.
because it
Rightfully.
took like 3 hours for that thing to drop of us camping it.
I'm really good at looting.
Is there going to be GM intervention if somebody's on your camp though,
Yeah.
outside of
What
beta?
100%.
happens with
They've
that?
already
Yeah.
they've already put that in. Yeah, I think they made
Oh,
that a
really?
statement where they want GMs to be referees in these situations.
I don't
And
like that.
I think like any sport, we all know how refs do.
Nothing will make me quit this game faster than if a ref like breaks up my like rightfully earned camp. If that happens, I will just like invest in the Adventurers of Andrulin or whatever the fuck it is. I will send them a $5,000
Have a
check.
live stream of you Venmoing the developers.
This stream will instantly become an AOA.
I'm not leaving. I will pull my investments.
I will pull my investments. I will liquefy.
He's on his,
guys, give him the
he
camp.
he sends his Robin Hood screenshot.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We beat this one to death a little bit. Man, I'm doing all my switching. All right, corpse runs and XP loss on death. So, for those who don't know, obviously you do know if you're watching this, but if you don't know, when you die, your body and all your gear stays where you died, and you zip back naked to your bind point. In this game, there's the added twist of being a spellcaster losing your spellbook. It's an inconvenience because the smart player or the higher level player has a backup spellbook in their bank that they can memorize their spells from. They put it back in their bank, yada, yada, yada. I know, but it's still like an extra little twist of the knife because you have to zip back to your body, and hopefully it's not in hostile territory, which it most likely is. And you will also incur an XP penalty that will probably, it's basically a time tax, anywhere from 1 to 5 hours of time. And if there are hell levels in this game, which there probably are, it could be 15 hours of your time. Now you can mitigate that with a cleric casting a resurrection spell on you. I don't know how the mechanics of that works, but in EverQuest, you had a certain amount of time to get that done before the resurrection time window closed. And if that's in this game, that would mean you have to log off until you were able to figure out a cleric to come and get you or to come to your area and res you. This isn't like a big problem if you're a higher level. You generally have the community of people who you're able to get reses from. But there's a good chance you'll have to eat just a big old chunky time penalty if you die. Luckily, you won't ever have to lose all your gear. I believe there are priests in the home cities to help you summon your body after hours/days of being unable to get it, which is amazing because in EverQuest that was not the thing. You could just lose your body
And all your
gear.
shit.
And all your stuff. Yeah, absolutely brutal. But how do we feel about this moose?
I don't understand. Again, this is one of those things where I'm like the user interface part of me is like, you know what you sign up for when you sign up for a game like this, and this feels like a core piece of that EverQuest style gameplay. And I think minimizing this or reducing the friction here reduces a core tenet of what makes EverQuest magical, including travel times, including a bit of jank. Like, I think that
isn't it dangerous enough though? Would you pick one or the other? Like, I lose my body or I lose experience. Like, what if you got the ability to choose?
I just think that okay. I was talking about this earlier today, and I feel very strongly about this. That MMOs are not.
Talking to your wife about this?
I was talking to my wife about this, and her eyes glazed over, and she had like a fucking murder podcast.
She's the skeleton.
She was acting like she was listening to me.
She's like a skeleton in a chair.
Yeah, exactly. Her face melted off from me like chatting her ear off about something she doesn't care about. I think that in a game like this, you have built in. It is a very brain off game when you're in a flow state. And I would say for MMOs in general, new people are not coming into the MMO space very quickly. This is a lot of solved game space and a lot of very experienced players playing MMOs now at this point. And so I equate this to a hardcore WoW type thing where hardcore WoW cannot exist in the first year of WoW. 2004 WoW does not have a hardcore WoW that makes it. But 2026 WoW does. And that's because the game has been so solved and people understand the mechanics of MMOs so well that something like this can exist, and that friction becomes excitement. And I think that corpse runs and XP loss on death are an immense time loss. It just equates to time loss, such that it creates real palpable moments of tension in a game that is relatively brain off for a lot of it. And I love that tension. And I'm someone who will play hardcore WoW and will risk it all for the excitement of like for having that, for making me feel something, you know? But like I feel something, man. The stakes are real, and creating stakes is what makes magic in games like this. And this creates stakes.
I'll say something real quick before I hand it off to Jeppy and say, like, we played 2 weeks ago, and the biggest memory we created was that stupid corpse run we were doing the whole time.
100%.
It's very stressful.
I
Go
think I
back
can
and
make
watch it
this.
if you guys haven't seen it.
So, yeah, it's not part of the game, but it's part of the game, and it was fun.
when I say Setfer pulled an entire zone, like Aragorn said for Frodo and opened the gates of Mordor to pull out the army so Frodo and Sam could get to Mount Doom, Setfer did that. And then Scatabucci para-dropped in like a fucking 101st Airborne off a cliff to help this guy get his fucking corpse back. And it was like one of the coolest things I was a part of it. It had nothing to do with combat. And corpse runs.
Remember the time you jumped off a cliff and just died?
I do. That's on stream.
Intentionally,
I
like
thought I
You're
was
like-
Scatabucci.
Just go for the bushes.
yeah.
I was aimed for the bushes, man.
Follow
I
me,
know
follow
I can
me.
make that
Oh,
jump.
we can jump
I
right
know
here.
Reason.
That jump, I can see it on my deathbed, and I will think I can make it. I know in my heart I can make that jump every time.
You guys ever die in Skyrim after falling like 1 inch? Like you just get like random,
And then you ragdoll.
yeah, and then you ragdoll, you shoot into this guy. Jeppy, where are you at with this, man?
I like it. I'm down with corpse runs and XP loss. The only issue is that's gonna arise for me is when I'm in a precarious area and I'm dying multiple times on my damn corpse run and I'm just bleeding XP.
Yeah.
That's like a real concern.
One of
But
the
I-
worst things is when you die just before you're about to log out and you're like, oh, I
yeah.
was about to go to bed.
Yeah.
Now I got to do this.
Yeah, that's a tomorrow thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It adds a whole nother layer to the game, and it makes for me, I'm gonna be like, I'm not taking unnecessary risks that I would take in other games that I have. You know, I know I can get away, but again, so I do love the monk class so much because I'm just like feign death. It's like,
Yeah.
I'll be all right. Hopefully, as long as
That
it
is-
sticks. But it's so nice.
That is nice. Al, where are you at with this, man?
Corpse runs are fantastic, create drama and player hijinks. Think it's great. XP loss is absolutely stupid. No reason for it in 2026. You should not be time gating me. I'm already playing a game that's established with long walk times, big environments, and a lot of good punishing. Absolutely. Corpse runs give that anxiety that Moose just said, like, you know, the threats. XP loss, no, leave me alone. There's absolutely no reason for me to lose a bub that took me 2.5 hours.
Did I get dumber? Did I get dumber from dying? Like how are you?
Yeah,
Do you
I
think
find that.
do you think you wouldn't get dumber from dying? Do you think
I-
having your brain oxygen
Sure.
cut off for a certain amount of time? Let's talk realism here.
If you're naked and
You
there's
wanna
nothing
roleplay
in your-
that?
I know a lot of really thriving people who've been dead for an hour. You know,
if there's nothing in your inventory, there should be no XP loss on a death.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Oh, I
in
like
your-
that rule. I like that.
wait, say it again. Oh,
If
you have
you're
nothing-
dead,
oh, I like that.
There should be. Yeah, if you die and you going on a corpse run, you have nothing, even or you just have a spell book. There shouldn't be an XP loss for dying again because
I'm
Oh,
with
like,
Andy. Chain
like,
dying feels like that's a churn.
What game had
I'm
that?
gonna quit the game if I chain
100%. If I chain die
Yeah.
5 times in the 50s, like
Some
that's
game did
like,
that. Some
that's-
game did that where there was a cooldown, like basically you got a debuff or some kind of like status effect that if you died, you could not lose. But also at the same time, you already have all of these old school time guards. I don't know if that's what you want to time gates. Why do we need another one on death?
Yeah.
We're, you know, that's just my
I support
opinion.
that. Pick one or the other. They're both punishing.
Fair.
I'm looking at KMWs. Imagine the horror of picking through your own corpse for your belongings.
I've done that. I Plan of Fear. Plan of
Where's my
Fear break,
pocket
man.
watch? I
Yeah.
put it on my ass.
Any old
Oh,
school
Valheim,
EverQuest
was it
players
Valheim?
in '99 or 2000 breaking into Plane of Fear, and we didn't know how to do it yet. It wasn't, it was just like, Bill Clinton was still president. We were still figuring out how to break into the Plane of Fear, and I would sometimes have 5 or 6 bodies with like at various levels of dress and undress. like on this body, my bracers and pants. On that body of my like is not pretty. Is not pretty. But I remember it.
I feel like a lot of this again goes back to what are the goals when you play the game, and I think that the destiny hitting 60 is a possible churn point for me. I'm not
That's
an
crazy.
end game grinder.
I know you're crazy. In that
The
You're a
regard.
leveler.
journey is the game for
Yeah,
me.
you're a
I
leveler
love
through and
progression.
through.
I
Yeah,
love
I'm very-
leveling progression.
I'm very much the same.
Yeah.
It's different
like,
with this game. You
I
guys
don't
haven't.
care. I don't
guys-
mind this.
You feel so good in this game when you get to 60 and you just walk around. It's like your big honker out.
I was like, what word is he going to use? Yeah.
I'm gonna say honker.
Like,
You got
I
your
get it. I
my
agree.
honker.
Let's address
Don't
that point
tread
in
on my
18 months. Let's when we get to 60, Chris, we'll talk about it. We can make a podcast about it.
There you
go. Obtuse mud style quests. What I mean by this is there's a lot of mud commands in this game, and thank God other people figure it out, and I can just search for it on Discord, because if I couldn't, I would not do any quest in this game.
Talk about the measuring stick, buddy.
I'm talking about anything where I have to go to a camp and I have to like /look, and it'll be like a candle flickers in the distance, and I have to be like /candle or pick up candle, and I just have to figure that shit out, and like the quest then advances from there. I would never figure that out in a million years. I'm so glad there are people much smarter and more dedicated than me, so I can just go on the wiki or the Discord to figure that out. But this is just like, sometimes you just need an exclamation point and an arrow.
Yep. I don't need the arrow. I'll take the exclamation point.
Just give me an exclamation point. What do I need to do?
I'll figure out my directions probably from the quest line, but geez, I'm 1,000% on this. I can't stand this.
I remember Pat almost churned on this game from the Inquisitor quest because it was bugging out, right? It required a script, and you had to like follow someone or something like that. I don't know. You know how Pat gets when he gets all curmudgeon-y about something.
Yeah,
this fucking thing.
We've met him before.
And I know there was a bunch of rogues who couldn't do their quest because they kept falling through the roof or something.
Oh, it was a
another.
nightmare. I was one of them.
Yeah. And like I think they're getting over their skis a little bit with how complex the scripts are for some of these quests, without like making sure the mud system is like rock solid, blah 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 blah. So I don't know. Ambition is good, I guess, but I don't like this. I don't like this.
It's outdated for me.
I think you have puzzle or pain in the ass. Which are you? If you give me a puzzle, that's fantastic, and I feel like it's worth my time. If you're just there to be a pain in the ass, why are you here? Again, it's a time thing. I get it, hail, and you like pick apart things and you say stuff, cool. But when I was on that rogue, I wanted nothing other than to Alt F4 out of that game, because I'm like, and it's an intro to the game quest. Like you're trying to sell me on your game. Like I'm supposed to look and hook
or you're trying to purposely put me off your game.
And I read guides, and even with the guides, and they posted screenshots, and I'm still sitting there like, am I doing this right? And then like someone's like, no, you could just jump through this thing. I'm like, all right, great, thanks. So I don't know.
Yeah, man, the shaman quest is like, you gotta this is your first interaction with the game as a shaman. You have to like go to the well, type /look. They're like, there's a thing you gotta take like /take mushroom or something. I can't remember the exact thing, but I would have never in a billion years and a billion guesses have gotten this command down. I feel like this is a double-edged sword though. On one hand, on one side, on one blade, you have, I think there is a lot of obscurity and obfuscation in how to interact with the game that is like feels infinite, right? You're like, I know what fucking is it like /dev me daddy for like this fucking quest, or what is the command?
/dev me daddy. That's it. Yeah.
/dev me daddy just gets you through anything. So there's a lot of obfuscation in like being able to actually interact with the game when you have mud style quests where you can / anything, right? I do think AOA solves this a bit by like highlighting quest text and stuff, and like helping you kind of like breadcrumbs it a little cleaner, so that you kind of I can piece together what
the
words I need to interact with here.
The aardvarks of Agrados.
Yes, and if you like /look, the aardvarks of Agrados is Adverdos is highlighted in yellow, and I'm like,
it's just not a memorable name. It's just not a memorable name.
It's not. It's
like,
really
we
bad.
can go off on the naming on that. And
they need to fix that.
I think they tried to get away from the craft side of things because of Minecraft, and I empathize with that. And I'll leave it there. But I think on the other side, so while you have the bad side, which is like, I don't know how to interact with the game, I learned the other day that this is the other side of the blade. I learned that there are still quests in EverQuest to this day, or things in EverQuest that have not been solved. And I think that's
what
really
are you
fucking
referring
cool.
to there? Because
I have no idea.
Allegedly, I don't know about that.
Allegedly, yeah.
I don't know.
Who told you that?
It's hard to prove a negative. Who told you that?
I don't remember now where I heard.
The burden
of
Lori
proof is
said-
on
did
you
my
to
wife
prove
Where do
tell
they
me
live?
that?
Where
I
do
think
they
my
live?
wife
Who's
was
their
just
mom?
telling me. My wife
Who's
was
their
telling me
mom?
that she was listening. No, I don't. I honestly don't remember who I wish I did.
Jeff
no.
Kaplan? Did you
Maybe
tell
it
you
was
that?
Andrew. Maybe it was whoever. I
told
don't
him
know.
that?
Chat, can you verify? Are there
Chat,
things
who told
in
him that?
EverQuest that haven't been solved or even data mined at this point?
I
feel like
bet
everything's
there's
gotta
things
be
in there
data
in the
mined at
game
some
that are
point.
like have been like there's like dead ends and stuff like that. In the same way that like the Ashbringer was like a dead end in classic WoW, like you couldn't do it, but there was references to it.
Oh, okay. You mean
You
like
guys know what I'm
they're
talking about?
broken. They're broken
they-
dead end type things.
Yeah,
Have a reagent or something in the game but aren't finished.
exactly. You
Yeah,
might be right
I
though.
think-
You might be right.
I think in general, all the game really needs is just like to Narvos's like reinforcement here. Like just they got to breadcrumb things a little bit. And I think breadcrumbing helps a lot. Where you're like, if I don't mind hitting /look, that is a very known and mappable command to my brain. I do need to understand. I do not want to have to dig for like /take red mushroom without some very clear prompt that red mushroom is the thing that I need to take. You know, like I can't. I'm never gonna dig because it.
And if it's
Elliot-
like /pick up
Ellie,
red
you will
mushroom,
remember this, man. Fucking King's Quest or any of the Sierra games, the old Sierra games. It's like take what, take that,
what?
take that. What? Sit there, sit where? Sit over
Sit
there
where?
on chair where? Fucking like I don't know,
Shit,
man.
and
I
we were
quit.
like 12. We were like 13. Yeah. Oh my god.
It's just a disaster, man.
sit what,
Sierra
sit
games
what, 'cause-
were so hard. They were fun, but they were hard.
Anybody else feel like the game needs a better quest system in just the sense of content wise that it's
We need to know it's there.
it's I just like I log in and I've already said this, but like I need to do more than just go punch things. I wanna do a quest. It's gonna keep my interest in the game. If I have to log in every day to go just leveling is just gonna be me joining groups to kill things is the sole way I'm gonna get XP, I'm gonna burn out. I need to do quests. I need to go hand stuff in, like, and it needs to be relatively regular and in a lot of zones, and it has to be easy to find. And maybe I'm asking for too much hand holding there.
the only like so the way you would do that is you would like you'd talk to every NPC and like talk like hopefully they'll give you
But
some.
that's not what I want. I want an exclamation point. Is my
Or
point.
you go to the wiki, and you look for the quests within
Yeah, and
that
I don't
zone.
like that either. Leave the game to go learn the game. I don't like that either.
There is
I
a
solved it, and you may not like this, and chat might not like the sound of either. But like, WoW figured that out with the exclamation point, and
I
don't
feel
know,
like there.
Maybe they can instead of the exclamation point because it detracts from the visualness of it.
and I
Maybe they
understand
could have the NPC be like, "Hey, over here." Hey,
Okay.
Hey, over here.
Are you volunteering to voice every single
Yeah.
NPC in the game for that?
Come on over here.
It just plays the
Like,
same.
I got a quest for you,
okay.
bud.
Hey, I got
Hey,
a quest.
boy,
We're
what you
looking to go
doing?
on a quest.
I
But
heard
something, you know, like it's.
Have you ever heard of a quest?
Hey, you looking at my man?
Listen.
Wait, but
Like-
they have that in-game. They have the in-game journal, right? That now records all the different conversations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you have little items. All right, perhaps like if you had to find a middle ground.
It's
all
the
right,
starting point. It's the getting. It's like Jep is in the bar. He's looking to hook up, but he doesn't know which girl
We need a
is out
tavern.
there.
we need a tavern, just like all
The
good
girls
adventurers.
just need an exclamation point on their head, so he knows which of them has a quest. Like,
Or
girls, guys.
not even an exclamation point. Like, all right, you're not going to get this game. You're not, Jep, you're not going to get it. It's not going to happen. However, what if at the end, hypothetically, at the end of everyone's intro quest, it pointed them at the Fountain Tavern? And at that point, you know, there was a generic something. Like, I get what he's saying, and I kind of agree with that. If after every class quest, it was like, if you want more cool shit, go to the fountain, and you could read a post, and you
Nice
could
day for
read a
fishing.
sign. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Good day for fishing. But you had something that I could be like, all right, cool, and then /look fountain /this, and something
Yeah.
that made you feel like you were not hand holding, not doing the exclamation point, but after you were done with your intro class quest, you had something to go off of, then I'm going to punch a bunch of crocodiles in the mouth.
Yeah,
Something.
I would love a place to put those fish bones.
I
love
feel
it.
like
Absolutely.
hearing this is crazy for me. And this is the thing, Andy, when you posted that in our Discord, I was like, bro, you played EverQuest.
Yeah.
Like you knew what you were signing up for.
And this is how we kind of landed on this. Are we too old for this? Because when I played EverQuest, I had 6 hours a day of plus of game time, but now I have 2 hours tops. And I like to go and like, all right, this is my objective. I have 2 hours to do it. I can do this quest and I can log off. EverQuest is like, I can get lost. I got time. I don't got shit to do. I don't got a job. I go to school. I come home. I'm broke as shit. Like, and that was it. Like, and now we're too old for this shit. I need a little bit of hand holding.
I think we're too old for this shit. I think we're too old for this
want
shit.
just like a little bit.
A
of
little
structure.
bit, right? You said a little bit,
I'm not mad
though.
at what they're
Those are
doing.
crazy.
I like what they're doing, but I got 3 kids, my guy. Like I don't have time for this. Show me an NPC who has something for me to do. I do what they want. They give me a reward and XP, and we're good. And I don't need a quest log. I don't need all that shit.
Dude, like
you've got 3. You've got 3. Moose has got 1. Like, I don't know. How do you meet in the middle?
Do I cut this off because you got 15 minutes and we have 2 more to go, or do you want to just let this cook? Do you want to let this cook it?
All I'm saying is like
you want to cook this
in
crack?
WoW, one of the most unfun. I am so anti-quest after WoW. Like managing your quest log and like just like getting rid of deleting items, like I hate quest logs as a mechanic. I am just so vehemently against it because it just becomes a burden that I just turn off.
There's already 12 chat logs on your screen anyway. What's another quest log? I don't want it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get that. So where I will meet you, and we kind of talked about this, where I was like, okay, I think this makes sense friction wise. Like a compass would be awesome, and I think it could still preserve immersion because you don't have a direct line to like where quest things
and
are.
Everybody knows the north.
Oh, like if you're that brings us to number 7.
Oh, there we go. Segue. Look at you, Jesse's so proud of himself for hitting that. That's right.
He's jazzed up over this one.
He's so jazzed, man. Give it to him, man. Just let him have this.
Just keep going.
Sorry, I won't interrupt. Go ahead.
No. I think we met in the middle here because I had a visceral reaction to your visceral reaction about you're like I can't fucking do this without quests. I'm like the reason I love this game is because it's so simple for me to brain like. I just know I'm going to kill things and I'm just going to go find stuff to kill. To me, that is the simplest objective. And like, I do not need to overthink it. Yes, you have to find your spots and like, that's where the thinking comes in. There's still that portion, but you're just killing shit. And like, that's it. You just find groups to kill shit. It's the simplest objective in the game. And the second I'm like, dude, when I log into WoW after even a week off, I'm like, oh, I got to turn my mud clods into dirt balls and give them to Whizzlefank McDiggins.
Your crafting gear and stuff like that.
I'm like, I don't fucking, I just abandon. I just spam abandon, and I'm like, I'm out. For that reason, I'm out.
Yeah.
And like but I do think the map, like not having a map makes things harder, and I like that. But I do think a compass makes sense, and I do think you could put markers on a compass, kind of Skyrim style. That might help. I don't think they should give quest objectives away, but like maybe a quest giver exists without it being too burdensome.
So let's talk about no in-game map, no Loke system. So I'm okay with no in-game map. This should be self-explanatory. There's no in-game map, which just means you're logging onto the wiki to look at the map until you figure it out for yourself, which does happen. Like in the beginning when I first tried it back in alpha, I was like, Night Harbor sucks. I never want to be here in my life. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this until I learned the city, and now I just walk around like I own the place. And like that feels cool. But what I'm talking about, this /Loke system is not, it's not Tone Loke or Loke Dog. It's the fact that you cannot type /Loke to get a coordinates for where you are standing at any given point, which means you can't tell somebody, you can't give someone like a coordinate for where you are. You can't do that when you're about to die to know exactly where your corpse is going to be. And I get it. It's like meta information in a non-meta game. But it kind of sucks to not have it. It just sucks to like not have that system in the game. It didn't like cheapen my EverQuest experience because I had coordinates. It actually kind of made them better because I always had a pen and paper ready to write the Loke down whenever I like had it. So I'm not too old for no in-game map, but I am too old for no loc system. Jeppy, where are you at on this?
I'm okay with not having an in-game map. I think it'd be kind of cool to have your character can open an actual map and it takes up inventory space for like the larger zones. I don't know. That's kind of, is that crazy? I don't know. Anyway,
Maps in game?
yeah, like an in-game map that your guy.
I
can
think there's a
break out.
cartography.
Oh, I love that.
I think there's a cartography skill.
They
Oh,
talked
shit,
about
okay,
it, but
that-
I don't think it's in there yet. It's
Someone's in
I don't
chat
think
was
there's
just
anything
talking
meaningful.
about it. And I'm sorry that it was missed by
It was,
me.
it
But,
was me.
oh no,
I-
Samurai.
Oh, and
I
above.
love a
I had above
cartography
him,
skill that you had the level. Imagine getting a hold of it. Yeah.
Narbosa.
All right, so there
Narbosa
is
said I want
one.
a card.
I haven't mastered or even I don't even know shit about it. To be honest,
It would be so sick if Rangers got like a class specific trade skill, cartography, and they had to create maps for everybody. Like that would be awesome.
100%. I'm
Ultimate
in the
did
camp of like players should be able to solve the friction in the game for other players, and I think that your way, Jesse, is perfect for that.
Or a compass is another perfect
yeah,
thing.
I think
like maybe
comment. Another thing you have in your inventory. Not that everybody in the world can't tell north, south, east, and west. My 6-year-old can, but
can they?
does she
They can
ever
tell
heard of the,
cardinal
ever heard of
direction?
the North Star?
She's
Do you know
she's
how to
fucking
use it?
She's dead reckoning on the North Star, bro.
Do you know how to,
She's
where,
big on the stars.
your kid's got compass roses. Your kid's got compass roses.
Big
in their,
star. Big star energy.
Well, I mean, like our ancestors had no issue doing it. I would like to think my paladin who's casting spells out in the world could figure out north.
I would agree with that.
And I don't need a druid to cast a spell to point me north. I can figure this out myself.
Yes.
I
You
do,
saw
and
where
I
the
do
sunset-
hate not having a slash location system. That was nice.
Is that coordinates?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually how I
I'm
would
with
use
that.
for mortars in the military. Elliot, how do you feel about this, buddy?
No in-game map, totally fine with it. I've died so many times, I know everything by heart. And I've gotten lost, and people have yelled at me so much that I have gotten in step, and I know exactly where I need to go. Where are you? Where are you? I'm coming. I don't know. I'm lost by the river. It's fine.
Ooh.
Not being able to find my people, I think, is the biggest, as we discovered the last time with the.
Yeah, getting lost with the boys was fun.
It was well. Which time? When I was trying to fight
on our stream.
But there was the one where I was trying to find you for a long time on the ocean. I was like, "Where are you? We're by the shore. What shore?
Oh, yeah, that
the
was
only
stupid.
shore." Right. That was silly. I mean, granted, I own being the one who is
It's okay. Like,
silliest.
it's real.
right. It was, but at the same time, when we were talking about time, right? We could have been murdering and getting XP that we needed, but when we were doing the corpse run, that was fantastic. No one knew what was going on. Like, there's fun times and hijinks, so no in-game map, I think that's fantastic because you do learn it. I now know how to get to the hidden zone and say the hidden word to get into the hidden dungeon.
Yep. It's important
like-
to know that.
That stuff is neat. I do like that. Like, that stuff is cool.
That's
but
a new
now
thing
that I-
too. EverQuest didn't have like hidden phrases you needed to type in order to access
I
hidden
love
parts of the
that.
zone.
Yeah, I thought
That-
that was super neat. But the Loke
Oh wait,
system.
wait. Say,
Sorry.
Elliot, are you talking about Telekir?
Yes. Why? Why?
You don't actually have to say anything to make that happen. I've been trolling you for months. So for those at home, this is a grand reveal. Every time Elliot and I walked up to Telekir, I said, "You have to say Telekir make appear."
No, you're fucking with me.
No, you don't have to do
No.
that. It's just you
And I
just walk
even
right
said
through
it.
the
And I
house.
said it. Wait. And I said it wrong. I said it wrong last time. You
We were like,
said,
wow, that
"Oh,
is
it may
variation."
not.
Like,
It must
"Oh,
not
wow."
trigger. It must not trigger."
We were like, "Oh wow, it must just be Telekir and appear in any order. You can say it any way you want."
Chris told me this in whisper. He's
Are
like,
you
keep this
shitting
up with me.
You all knew?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm uninstalling the game right
I
now.
love you, buddy. I love you, buddy.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Guys, we got a special message from PK. Hold on. Just everyone be cool for a second.
Hello friends, PK here. I'm sorry I can't make today's show, but don't worry, baby, I'll be back next week, ready to rumble and tumble, touch butts, CK out.
Beautiful. Okay.
I didn't screen that ahead of time. I'm so glad it was.
definitely. When it comes from him, you probably should screen them.
I didn't screen it at all.
That could have gone so sideways.
I could have gone
Oh,
bad.
Man. All right, gents, I gotta
yeah.
drop as well here.
All right.
But
Well,
I
last
appreciate you
topic is you can go, but grinding. This is. I meant to do a drum roll.
Yeah, Telekir.
my-
very funny. Telekir make it
sorry, I'm sorry I had to find out like
I'm
this.
calling
I
your
didn't know
mother.
when,
I'm
but-
calling your mother tomorrow.
Give me your
no.
1 second take and then roll out, Chris.
By grinding you mean XP, like
You just got to
doing
get in
the
a
same
group and you
thing.
just got to kill shit for hours and
that
hours
for
and
me,
hours.
that for me is my why in this game.
Okay.
Straight up. Like I enjoy, like I think it is the simplest approach to the game. I know it can create burnouts, but dude, there's something very nice about being able to play a game where I can literally watch Top Gun Maverick on screen 2 and not have a problem with it and not feel overwhelmed because like Mythic Plus WoW is like just spamming telegraphs at me and my brain is seizing under pressure. I just like that. And it still brings enough of a like oh shit moments along the way when you're, you have pulls that go bad or anything like that and create some highs. And it's nice to be able to talk to people during it. I like a game that's that paced.
Yeah.
That's why.
I
love
if you
you
got to
guys.
go.
All right.
Love you
Have a
guys.
good night.
It was
Hope
good to have
nothing
you.
happens to you.
Thanks, buddies.
Have a
good
Thanks,
night.
thanks, chat. We love you. No, I'm sorry
Say
I had to
hi
find
to-
out
say
like
hi
this,
to
Elliot,
M
about
for me.
Telekir make appear, but I will.
This
I'll
is the
say
right
hi
way to do it. This is the right way to do it.
Later.
Bye.
Al, where are you at with the grind situation?
Grinding is great. Grinding is fun. I think it has its place, and this is honestly where I'd find the too old for this game. I think this is where we actually are perfect for this because we're doing the same thing now on this podcast. Yes, I know it got janky the last time we tried to do it on stream. We get to sit there and vibe, do the murders, shit gets spicy, and we discussed this last time. We could be sitting there and doing vibes when someone's not around doing blues, right? Is blue the right one? Like the one
This is
that's
the right
kinda
one, I think. Yeah.
calm? And if we wanted to, because I know people have said that this game's too easy, and I don't know enough to sit there and have a stance, but we could have taken on or can take on in different situations yellows and make it spicier. The grind in this game, for some reason, I don't know why, feels nice. I don't know if it's the having the right amount of people or mob density. I have no problem with it whatsoever, and I usually would in games like this.
Yeah, it's not like Diablo where you like have to like alone. You just have to wade through a certain amount of demons in order to like hit the level you want to hit. Like
Yeah,
it
it
this
doesn't
is
feel
the
like
game.
that.
Sitting
Yeah.
there with your friends and chatting is the game.
Absolutely.
Jeppy, what are your thoughts?
It feels good when you're with the boys, like Narvosa said in chat. But like to go, I'm kind of opposite of Chris. Chris is very linear, kill and that's it. But like, I just it's good, it's fine. But I'm gonna harp back to the quest part where like I need a little more than just that.
So you want to be collecting like snail tongues
I mean, whatever.
while we're in the camp, like like a extra
Yeah,
little.
that's perfect example. Like, go kill this, but also collect the burglar tongues or whatever the thug tongues.
Why am I killing this? Give me
Yeah,
a
yeah,
reason
yeah.
why
I-
I'm killing
yeah.
this.
What's my motivation?
It helps. I
Paint
think.
me a scene as to why the tongues are important to my
I don't disagree
character.
with you. You feel like you're doing 200% at that point. You feel like, oh, this like it's kind of like bone chips, something like that. If you know,
Yeah,
you
I'm
get
going
it.
to get XP from killing them, and then I'm going to hand this quest in. I'm going to get more XP, and I might get even like a little piece of gear.
Well, it is a role-playing game, right? We're supposed
Yeah.
to be technically. It's a fantasy game. There should be some I mean, Jep. I mean, I think it's fair, and also kind of what I was saying about the crafting thing. That should apply to a questing thing. Like if you're going and murdering 1,000 different nameless, faceless sailors, give me a reason why these sailors have to die.
Yeah. What game was it that we were playing? It may have been Valheim, where you get XP from crafting. Was Valheim? because Elliot, you were leveling in that game just from crafting.
Enshrouded.
Enshrouded. Okay.
That was Enshrouded. No, yes, that was
And
Enshrouded.
that'd be kind of like a cool little tweak to the game there. Not like you don't get launch XP, but it's something because it's so important and it's like the game within the game.
I wouldn't hate that. I mean, you'd have to have it. Maybe like they capped it at like you can only get 10% of a level via crafting.
I'd
Yeah,
like
it would
that.
be very minimal, but like because it's something you're gonna spend so much time doing, or like you don't gain XP after like level 40 doing it or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like
30% of your level. Like
Yeah.
I like the
something.
grind. I like the grind. I just wish it was like 20% less. Like just get me. I just want to get levels like 20% faster. Like
Yeah.
like
But
that
what's
extra
the reason?
fifth.
But Jesse, as a veteran, right? What is the reason why you want to? And I'm truly meaning it. Why do you want to pass the levels? Is it because there's?
I'm a reward based guy. I want to get to the end and I want to get my cool stuff. I like leveling just as much as the next guy, but when I'm playing D&D, like my idea is like, oh, I'm going to get the fiery Avenger. You know, I'm going to get there. It's not so. Journey is great, but I can't like ignore the part of me that wants to be the bad guy, the badass guy in like the sparkly gear,
Right.
and it's just like taking time. And I don't feel like the game is enriching any point. Like if they just took off 1/5 of the experience required, I don't think you'd have less players.
Like time to cool, time to being cool.
You'd have more people like leveling alts and stuff like that. So like the lower levels would be more crowded. The problem with these like games is like 2 years from now, everyone's going to be like high level, and it's going to be really hard to get a group as a low level person.
Or they'll be able to fly through everything because they've done it all.
Yeah,
They like know exactly what to do, where to go.
Done it all, been it all. I know, and that's. But this, not to like stretch it out, but like I think this is any game that tries to do this to capture what happened 20-something years ago, the internet. So
yeah,
I remember when Ultima shipped with a physical paper map. You know, like these things happen.
Oh yeah, EverQuest did too. They had a paper map.
Right, a physical
it was
paper
awesome.
map with all the different. It was fantastic.
I remember when I threw mine out, I was like depressed. I was like,
I was super upset. I had a cloth one. I don't know what happened to it, but like, you know, I remember when Stratix, you know, the genie's never going back in that bottle. The genie's never going back in that bottle because even I saw on Discord, there's 30,000 people. That blows away. I can't speak again for EQ, but I remember the servers could only hold like 2,000 or 3,000 per shard, quote unquote, you know, per server. 30,000 at launch.
It's wild.
You know, we were on 56K modems. Like that was like, you know, PvP was designed by who had a 28K and who had a 56.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All right. Let's. I have one more slide. So, in conclusion, guys, we too old for this game?
I would say it remains to be seen how it ends up.
I'm going to say, go on, sorry.
No.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was just going to say that it basically, how it goes from what we're seeing now in beta to what it ends up when it launches, we might be, but, you know, if people like to say that the devs are listening and they're making changes and blah, 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 it might be true that they make some concessions in terms of the modern time, and we're not too old for this yet.
Well said.
Cheppy.
No, we're not. It just feels like it sometimes because we're just grumpy and we're old.
We can get cranky.
Yeah, we're like, you said it nicely earlier in the stream. They had to like wake up for work in the morning, and we just don't have the time. And I get what they're trying to do. We get what they're trying to do, but it's just gonna be a long haul. It's like you ever do something, you're like, your brain says you still can do it, and your body's like, the fuck you can. Like, it's like, that's what this is for me right now. It's like, it's 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. Like my wife before, she's like, hey, just so you know, I'm waking up early to go to the gym, which means I've said this to you guys before, which means I have the kids early in the morning. I'm like, motherfucker, man, I got the pod tonight, babe.
A pod.
I had a pod tonight, but she doesn't care.
I would.
But, you know, everything's just a little bit tougher. Like I'm always a little more tired, and I can't commit as much as I wish I could commit to it.
I know. I just want to no life this shit so bad.
Yeah, but
But give it
I don't.
time.
I want to no life it with my friends. I don't want to
Well,
no
that's
life
the
it by.
thing. Like, that's got me thinking. Like, every single thing of these 8 is like, if you have friends, everything is no problem.
Yeah.
Like, good friends make bad times good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if we actually are disciplined about our static, which is something we've never been able to do before.
Not on long terms. We can do it short term.
We can do it in short term, but if we are disciplined with our static, then this, I think, has the potential to be
Because
just
what happens with our static, Jesse?
a few guys go ahead, they race
Exactly.
ahead.
Once one person starts going ahead, then the next person's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead too."
We're gonna make rules. We're gonna make rules for that, and like it's gonna be like you can't go past 4 levels of the group. Like,
Yeah, we have to have set rules, and I don't know. Have you guys like logged on at all? Like I logged on like once or twice the last 2
haven't.
weeks,
No.
I haven't. Yeah.
and I'm just like,
2 weeks, 2 weeks, because they just found workarounds for de novo. So like so many games that I
I
could
don't know
have
what
been
that means.
It doesn't matter.
What
And
to-
I'm not going to say it on stream, but it doesn't
Okay.
matter. But I took a break because it was important, and crafting, I was reading a bunch of stuff about crafting where they were like, hey, you know, so this is the thing where it says we're too old and we're making a static. I have an issue when it comes to economy. Not an issue, I have a concern. I have a massive concern with economy. What's going to happen when these people that do have the time, that aren't too old, so on and so forth, that are sitting there being able to get to crafting, to, you know, steal at day one, where me, who wants to craft and wants to make copper stuff for my bros and make leather and all the stuff that we were talking about at the beginning, now you guys can sit there and buy it for 1.5 silver or wait for L to make it in 3 sessions. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
I wonder about that.
I mean, we just gotta like set some ground rules and like stick to them. Otherwise,
Like solo self find, like solo bro find.
I mean, there's like the easiest solution is like have a main and have an alt, like have a static alt that you only play like with the static, and like you can play if like I know you and Chris are probably gonna have more time. So I know Chris is for sure going to have another character that he will play when he's not with us, and like that sort of solves that problem. Or you do other things and like you get your crafting skills to be like bonsai, and we don't need like steel on day one. You know what I mean? Like as much as you want to provide it, like we don't need it. Like we get
the
it
game
on
set up. It's not going to be. It's not so much that like the crafting. I think they're definitely going to figure it out, and I think when they finally implement all the other things that they're meaning to do, there's going to be a lot to do outside of the grind and stuff like that. But having all of us on one, well, again, choose the main. When we choose our main, we all stay in line with each other, and then we have our alts to do whatever we do. Which
that's
is
going to be part of our choose our main episode, by the way. When we do reveal our main classes, and I think guys, we're like largely locked in.
We're getting close. We're definitely getting close.
I'm pretty locked. I'm pretty locked myself, but I know some others
I'm waiting
are
for you
as
to
well.
tell me what I'm playing.
You already know. I was hit with a bolt of inspiration, and I went, and when Chris was here, I communicated with all of you, and everyone was happy, and I felt like it was harder to do that than it was to like broker peace in the Middle East right now. Like I told everyone in the class that they should play in the main in the group, and they were like, "Yeah, I like that," and everyone felt good about it.
It was until I questioned him about shaman because I thought it was PK.
Yeah. Don't reveal. Okay, let's open it up to. Well, I guess in conclusion, we're not too old for this game, so
no, we're fine. Everything's
Are
fine.
you too old for this game?
Are you too old?
yeah. Chat, where you're at? You guys too old for this game? Well,
There's a
before
chat.
I ask chat, I do want to open it up for chat questions, but I do want to like quote end the video. So any final thoughts before I end the video, and then we can take questions from chat.
I had something to say. I fucking forgot.
Oh, it must have been good. It must have been really
Tell
good.
a here, make appear. So mad.
All right. Well, it'll come up. and I can edit it into the main episode. So thanks everyone in the VOD world for joining. If you're in chat, stick around with us. We'll answer a few questions. We'll BS a little bit, and then we'll probably call it a night in like 15 minutes or so. So thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you in the VOD world.
Later.
Get ready. It's time for Monsters and Memories.
And cut.